All right, this is going to be a short little video on R. What the heck is R? Um, in the ideal gas law, one of the variables is R in Pivnert, and R is what we call a constant. And a constant is a number that you can look up, and it's always going to have the same value no matter what. Let me give you another example, one that you're really familiar with, and that's pi. Whenever you see that pi symbol, you know that you can substitute 3.14. It's always 3.14 plus a whole bunch of digits, but that's what we normally round it to. Another example, C is the letter that we use for the constant for the speed of light. And the speed of light is always 3 times 10 to the 8 meters per second. So if you see a problem like Einstein's E equals mc squared, you can always plug 3 times 10 to the 8 meters per second into an equation. Okay, so R is the constant that we're using in the gas law, ideal gas law problems, and its main function is, first of all, to allow us to compare conditions to standard temperature and pressure. And I could go through that and show it to you. But what you really need to know is that R allows you to cancel all those variables in your equation when you're doing the ideal gas law problem. And for us, R is always going to be equal to 0.0821. And now here's the crazy part, the units. The units are going to be liters times atmospheres over moles times Kelvin. And so whenever you see an ideal gas law problem, this is what you're going to plug in. Let me change colors here, get fancy. This is what you're going to plug in for R. 0.0821 liters atmospheres over moles kelvins. So R is a variable just like any other variable in the ideal gas law equation, PV equals nRT. We solve for R sometimes just because it doesn't change, and that constant allows us to compare the other variables. But whenever you see that R, you can always substitute a number for it, and that number is 0.0821 liters atmospheres over moles Kelvin.